Good morning, all. I managed to escape to my allotment yet again. It has been a challenging week for gardening. We have had loads of rain and two very frosty nights. But despite of these difficult conditions, I think I accomplished quite a lot at my allotment, and I'm glad to be able to share with you what I did in the past week. Hope you enjoy. Hello again. I'm going to use some of the compost I just bought for mulching my dahlias. Due to the frost we have just had, all the dahlias are finished, so I'm going to cut them down and mulch with some straw and compost. I've got quite a few dahlias, so it's not going to be a small job, but it has to be done. I prefer to leave my dahlias in the ground, mostly because I have nowhere really where to store them safely. One thing I am noticing when cutting back the dahlias is that some of the tubers are really close to the ground. This one is even exposed. So if I didn't mulch these, then definitely that would be the end of them in winter. So I'm going to show you how I am mulching my dahlias. I am following advice of my lovely allotment neighbor, and she has been successfully growing dahlias on this site for over 20 years. So if it works for her, it definitely will work for me as well. What she does, and I'm copying her, she uses a layer of straw followed by a layer of compost, and on top of those two layers she adds wood chip. Stage 1 of mulching dahlias completed. I do not want to lose my dahlias, so I'm trying to do the maximum for them. Okay, now it's the turn of the compost from Garden Center. I feel like I am spoiling these dahlias rotten. All this goodness they get. Good night, dahlias. Have a good sleep. You have to be strong for next year. And all the slugs will come and get you. Hope not. Oops. This is not easy. I am a little bit unsure. It looks like moles had a party in my garden. What do you think? What's your opinion on this method, and how do you mulch your dahlias? I'm keen to learn. Thank you. That's my exercise done for the day. Our site is quite large, and my plot is probably the furthest away from where we store wood chip. I would say half a mile round trip. So you can imagine I always pile up the wheelbarrow as much as I can. I don't know if you can see it, but I intentionally didn't select the fresh wood chip, but rather wood chip that's been a little bit seasoned. I don't think fresh wood chip would be suitable for the dahlias, it would be too acidic. So hopefully this wood chip that started the rotting process will be suitable. So this is what it looks like. I've only done one half. I have to do all the other side. I can just see all the foxes, and we have got a lot of this plot. They will have a proper party here tonight and dig around. Well, if I was a fox, I would be also very curious. What the hell is going on? It started to drizzle, so I'm going to switch off the phone, going to get some more wood chip and hurry up. I'm also running out of time because I have to pick up my daughter from school soon. So see you later, I'll show you my progress. So I'm back with more wood chip, and when I was doing my half a mile walk for the wood chip and back, I was thinking whether you could recommend me what dahlia varieties are your favorite, which dahlias you are growing, and where did you buy your dahlias from? I will tell you where mine are from. I bought them last year from Sarah Raven, and I was quite happy with them, and I am still happy with them, as long as they come back next year. But they are mostly those open pollinated varieties, and I am feeling now a little bit more fancy. And I would like to buy some, or maybe, you know, those round boar dahlias, what are they called? Whether I go back to Sarah Raven or whether you will have some recommendations, some other recommendation for me, that would be excellent. I would prefer to buy my dahlias from some local grower, or at least a UK grower. So this is how I mulch dahlias this year. Please do share. What are your tips? This is for perspective where I grow my dahlias. So they are all around my arch. The arch is a grapevine arch, and it is a project on its own because I have to prune all the grapevine, and also the arch is very flimsy. It consists of 3 arches from Amazon for £10 each, connected together with bamboo sticks. So 1 arch, 2, arch 3, and they are being supported by these tree supports. These are strong, but on the other side, that's why the arch is leaning. On the other arch, on the other side of the arch, there is no support. So, fingers crossed, only some more tree supports will sort it. I haven't done much with my nasturtiums, but sadly they can't be helped. So I prioritized my dahlias. I'm so very pleased that they are now put to bed safely. That is a wrap up. I'm going to pack everything and I have to leave. See you another day. Not sure about tomorrow. Hopefully on Wednesday. It is Wednesday morning indeed, and as you see now in the video, it's quite frosty. It's been minus 3.9 Celsius degrees in the greenhouse. Time to check how my dahlias are doing. I was so lucky that I managed to mulch them all yesterday. This is one of my favorite times at the allotment, admiring all the beauty Frost created. My allotment Christmas tree. This is amazing. This is cabbage leaf from my recent cabbage harvest, and this is how I found this leaf on top of a compost bin. Just beautiful. I just got myself a Christmas tree. Don't worry, I didn't just go and chop down some random tree. This is a tree from my allotment's neighbor's site, and it was growing completely in the wrong location, and it had to come down. So at least it will make me happy and my family at Christmas. You might not believe it, or you might, but this is the first time ever in my life I used a saw. The cut is not the smoothest, but I did it. I'm really proud of myself, and this saw's seen better days. Now the other problem is the tree is really uneven because it was growing at the bottom of a cherry tree. So one side that was leaning on the cherry tree is very short, and the other side, this is the side branch from the other side, is really long. So I don't know how well I will be able to use this tree. I might chop down these bottom branches because this is the longest, and that's going from the very bottom here. And if I chop that down, then maybe it might make it a little bit more even. Might try it. What do you think? So here he is after a haircut. Poor little tree. This is the top, and then this even taller branch is another side branch, but if I cut that off, then wouldn't be much left from the tree. Possibly the other side is more flattering angle, but then it wouldn't stand up, it would just fall over. I'm going to take the tree home and do my best to enjoy it for Christmas and make it look beautiful. It is beautiful either way for me. Traveling from the allotment. I need a bigger car. Finally the time came to clear my nasturtiums, and look at the amount of seeds again. Wow. Does anyone recognize these plants? They are flowers. They freely reseeded from this year's plants, this year's flowers. They are poached eggplants. Limnantes douglasii is the Latin name. Poached eggplant because they resemble sunny side up egg yolk. It's another day, it's Thursday morning, and what a difference a day makes. I'm standing in a blackberry jungle, and that means that I have to do blackberry pruning today. Blackberries should ideally be pruned twice a year. First time straight after they finished fruiting, and second time when the plants are dormant. Let me show you what I'm dealing with. I have in total 6 blackberry plants, and it's more than enough. Unfortunately, some of my supports have failed. They rotted in the ground, and they have to be definitely replaced this winter. On this blackberry plant, I'm going to demonstrate how I'm going to prune my blackberries. Blackberries have got 2 types of canes, floricanes and primocanes. Floricanes are the canes that fruited this year, and they are now dead wood. So this is an example of a floricane. You can easily recognize floricanes from primocanes because they are darker, and they are practically almost all of them dead wood by now, and they need pruning all the way at the ground level. So you need to remove practically all the dead wood. Primocanes, on the other hand, are this year's growth, this year's canes, and they are the canes that we need to treasure and look after because they will be fruiting, they will be giving us fruit next year. And they are nice and green. Primocanes also need to be pruned, but nowhere near as drastically. You really want to prune them probably to the level of your highest support, tie them in, and by pruning them you will encourage branching. You don't want just one long stem, one long cane, but you want the blackberries nicely branch on your support to both directions. It's enough of talking. I'm going to get my cutters and start pruning. First of all, I'm going to concentrate on removing all the floricanes, meaning the canes that fruited this year. You cut them completely at the ground level. The other problem you have is that they are really intertangled, so it's difficult to pull them out. One blackberry plant fully pruned and tied in, and now I have only this to tackle. Blackberry number 3 completed. It was by far the biggest job. The plants are getting bigger and bigger, but now I'm on the hunt for my glove. I've only got a red one, and I suspect I chucked it somewhere into this pile. I can't continue working without a glove. Can you see it? I thought I saw it. Where is it? Doesn't help they are green. Here it is. Jesus. Okay. I sound old. All my blackberries are pruned now. It will be way easier to replace the spots now. All I need to do now is to do a bit of weeding and mulching, and they are done. By the side of the hedging, we have got self-seeded forget-me-nots and ton of foxgloves. Once you have one, you have 1 million. Just little baby foxglove seedlings everywhere. I have finally started making a progress on my strawberry beds, on about 2/3 of the first one. I removed all the yellowing and dry leaves and started mulching with compost. This is the bed that hasn't been done yet, and so you can see the difference. This spring I had 3 strawberry beds. Now I have only 2, but I have in the meantime created new beds as well elsewhere. The reason for it, I have now removed the bed nearest to the hedge where I have now salvias and peas and erigeum. It's simple that the strawberries started dying. Well, it looked like they suddenly died. Loads of them had hardly any roots, so something must have been probably chomping on the roots, maybe vine weevil. What is our experience? What do you think that likes to eat strawberries? Anything else now growing in the bed, including the peas, is growing absolutely fine. So are they not susceptible to vine weevil? The other problem I'm facing with my strawberries is that you can't really see as much anymore, but some of the plants are just sort of popping above the ground, so the root system almost is starting or was starting to get exposed, so they were way higher above the ground. So would that have something to do with the pest in the ground? Are they trying to escape the pest? What could it be? And the plants that sort of are trying to raise above the ground, they are also not doing very well. So with the mulching, I've been trying to basically level them up again. All these strawberries are grown from runners from the other 2 beds you just seen. So I have them growing on both sides of my greenhouse. And also over here, grow the garlic. And last but not least, some few strawberries in between my blueberries as well. So I will see how these 2 beds I am now really spoiling. I'm adding lots of compost too. So how they will be doing next year, and if they are still miserable, then hopefully the other strawberry patches will be better. I possibly made a big mistake 2 years ago when we were taking over this plot. There was hardly anything growing, but the only thing that was left here, and exactly in this location, were some little tiny, very unhappy strawberry plants. And because I was starting allotment and I had nothing really to plant and nothing was growing, so I just tried to nurse them. And ever since, I think maybe they were diseased. Ever since, they haven't done well at all. So I shouldn't have planted them in the same location. That is my mistake in thinking back. So I think it's going to be time to move and take these strawberries, well, start strawberries elsewhere. Am I taking the disease with me if they have any disease, and have replanted their runners? So will the other strawberries now, will they be affected as well? Possibly, yes. Look at my dahlias, mulched over. Not much digging from foxes yet, but I'm sure now when it's defrosted they will have a go. They try to dig quite a bit on this side, but still acceptable.